Hello my friends, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm back with another review. And today once more we're going to be talking about the sartorially challenged Gino and his wife-to-be Jasmine. So I'm going to be looking at all the action last week and this week with this couple. Now Jasmine's a massive weirdo and on that we can all agree. But it's woefully inadequate to call Gino merely a weirdo. He's that and much more. The truth be told, I've never borne witness to a stranger human being than Gino. And the last couple of episodes have taught me but one thing. These two can literally argue over anything. So whilst Jasmine makes plans to take Gino for every single cent he has, he busies himself doing the equivalent of repainting the logo on the side of the Ocean Gate submersible. And much like the aforementioned, there are many very serious issues they ought to consider. But everybody's just crossing their fingers and hoping for the best. I'm 100% certain that this won't end well, 100. But guys, before I get into my review, please don't forget to smash that big red button and subscribe to the channel. Also, you might want to consider hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads. Also, if you enjoy the video, please don't forget to smash the like button. Thanks guys. And so, without further ado, I give you Gino and Jasmine. And so we first see this couple and they're on the way to Jasmine's new apartment. She lets Gino know, "Baby, I know it's very expensive, but it's worth every single penny." And this made me laugh because it's what I say to Mr. Ebird every single time I buy a new pair of shoes. And guess what? If you've got to convince somebody that it's worth the money, the item in question is highly likely to be not worth the money. And so they walk into the apartment and I have to say it's rather beautiful. And Gino greets Jasmine's younger sister. Oh right, that's the sister. Interesting. She looked about 12 last time we saw her. Oh well, I suppose if you've got a gig, get your sister on it, why not? Get it that cash. And Jasmine shows Gino around.
And this is the main bedroom, where all the action, yes.
What's that, Jasmine? Where all the action happens? Well, I guess Dane can probably attest to that. I doubt you'll be seeing any action with Gino. And Jasmine shows Gino the view off the balcony. And guys, even though it's an interesting view and a view across the sea, it's quite a brutal and industrial view. I'm not quite sure how relaxing or pleasant it actually is. But Jasmine's now rubbing shoulders with the glitterati, and she wastes no time in letting Gino know.
And this island is artificial, like they created it. It's just for filthy rich people in Panama.
Oh, really?
Those are my neighbors now. Now you see what I wanted so badly.
Well, it's like breathtaking, right? Is it worth $3,000? That's the question.
Yeah, of course it is.
And so they argue back and forth about the validity of spending $3,000 a month on this apartment. And Jasmine tells Gino, well, you said the visa's going to be in within 30 days, so I won't be here for very long. She knows good and well that Gino the little chump has no idea when the visa's coming in, and even if it's coming in. And Gino said, yeah, right. Course, yeah, right, Gino. You've got no idea when this visa's coming through, you numbskull. And Gino has financial worries on his mind. And he tells us that when he first met Jasmine, she was a simple gal who got by on simple pleasures. None simpler than you, Gino. But now she has a taste for the luxurious lifestyle. And he's worried that his apartment in Michigan might not match up to her lofty requirements. Yeah, I think it goes without saying that she's not going to like that shithole. Never mind, Gino. Mind you, I suppose he has painted the walls from baby blue and red to, well, yellowy beige. I guess he's made some small strides. Yes, it would seem that Gino's financial worries are mounting. But unfortunately for Jasmine, it's the only thing that's mounting.
You want to try the bed to see how, you like it?
I don't have to try right now, if that's what you're asking.
Oh dear, I'll take that as a no then. And Jasmine tells production she can't remember the last time that she had sex with Gino. Yeah, fair enough, I'd block it out as well. What a despicable thought. But anyway, the couple lay on the bed, and Gino decides to roll over and go to sleep. So next time we see this mismatched couple, they're in the kitchen, and Jasmine tells Gino, I'm going to cook for you. I want to cook for my man. Oh, you guys, that seems absolutely lovely. Maybe she's turning over a new leaf. But then she tells Gino, I want you to help. You're going to peel and prepare all of the vegetables, and I'm going to open a packet of plant-based meatballs. So basically, Gino's cooking for himself. And guys, this is the prelude, the foreplay if you will, to one of the most ridiculous arguments this franchise has ever known. I'm going to call it Vegetablegate. After Gino. Jasmine hands Gino a bag of potatoes and Gino asks for a mere two things. A potato peeler, reasonable, and a chopping board, fair enough. And so Jasmine gives him a chef's knife and a plate.
All I want you is to peel this. Sit there and peel this potato, okay? So one instruction at a time. Peel the potato.
All right, I heard you.
Okay, perfect.
So Gino reluctantly and very awkwardly peels the potato. Next up, a carrot. He decides he doesn't want to do this, and Jasmine very touchily does it for him. And all the time Gino keeps saying, I can't work without the proper equipment. I won't work without the proper equipment. Oh Gino, come on, show a bit of willing. Jasmine's been working without the proper equipment 4 years since she's been with you. But what came next, guys? Had me in stitches. Right in the middle of Vegetablegate, we had a good old Panamanian standoff.
Now, the beet.
What about it?
Peel it.
With what?
With a knife.
No, I need a cutting board. I will not do it on the plate. If you don't have a cutting board, I can't do it.
And guys, with that, Gino stormed off and went to bed. So what was Jasmine's response to all of this? Well, when in doubt, invoke your inner, yep, that's right, come through, days of our lives. So first we had,
I really wanted to cook a goddamn vegan food for you!
and guys, when that didn't work, cue the waterworks.
Just because I asked you to peel a few potatoes.
And finally, a little soupçon of hyperventilation. Never out of place.
Like, I really tried to take care of everything, and I thought that this was going to be funny, that we were going to enjoy it. We were going to be, at this moment, happily eating our food.
Happily eating your food? It's carrots, potatoes, and vegan meatballs. There's nothing happy about a meal such as this. How did Gino, not wanting to peel a few potatoes, turn into Vegetablegate? But all the while, Gino was being as supportive as ever, and he just kept on saying,
I just like to have the proper equipment, to cook.
I can't cook without the proper equipment. And guys, although I accept that Gino's being, well, a ridiculous little biatch, I do have some sympathy for his feelings. And I know, smash the patriarchy and all that, but I would be more than just a little ticked off if I paid $3,000 a month for an apartment, and when I rock up at said apartment, I'm expected to cook my own bloody dinner. Also, whoever put the kitchen together at that apartment is quite simply a piss taker. What, there's no chopping board? There's no potato peeler? He's not asking for a sushi knife or a mandolin. They're pretty standard utensils. Anyway, the next time we meet this pair of loom balls, it's the following day, and Jasmine's busy, as always, bragging about their sexual exploits.
This is the 7th time in 2 years, 5 months dating that we had sex.
Oh dear, Jasmine, that's really nothing to brag about. And then she decides to put the pressure onto Gino and ask him, when will we have sex again? Will we have it every day? Gino's uncomfortable, not least because of the cameras. So then it's time to give each other gifts, and Gino gives Jasmine a fanny pack. And he said, I bought this because I know your old one broke and I know you used it almost every day. And Jasmine sort of rolled her eyes and said, great, so you bought me the same thing again. And then he presented her with her hair extensions. He bought 1 pack. Unless her hair's like this, that will be no use, Gino. And she explains that she needs 10 packs of this, and that will cost $3,500 to get this amazing look that she has. And then she lets Gino know that when I move to Michigan and I am your wife, it's going to be your responsibility to pay for things like this for me. After all, I'm giving up everything. Oh God, not that old chestnut again. Without putting too fine a point on it, Jasmine, it seems as if you've given up everything already. And they argue back and forth about these hair extensions. But Gino lets us know what he thinks the real problem is.
She knows I have some money saved, okay? That's the problem. She thinks she can grab my retirement money like it's cash and start spending it. No, you can't do that.
Gino, that's not the real problem. Oh, good Lord, considering he's an engineer, he doesn't really think around a situation properly, does he? If Jasmine has no desire to take care of your 401k, i.e. his pension, his superannuation, that's because she doesn't think she'll still be around in 10 years' time when you go to draw down on it. That could be, and is, the only reason she doesn't give an F about it. Gino, wake up and smell the coffee. And so the couple decide to go out for breakfast, and Gino's got something else on his mind. And they sit down in a cafe and have a couple of sandwiches, and Gino nervously says, there's something I want to, talk to you about. It's something I've been thinking about for quite a while. Gino, spit it out. And guys, the whole time he's talking, he looks as uncomfortable AF. At one point he forgets where he is in the conversation, and Gino begins, back when Martin Luther King marched on Washington in 1963, the year of my graduation. Oh God. Yeah, he takes us back to yesteryear and works consecutively through every point of his career. He talks about his stocks, his shares, his money, and it's all building up to one big crescendo, the prenup. There's no point, Gino. No matter how you fucking slice and dice it, she's not signing a prenup. End of. And she starts out, well, I was going to say quite reasonably, but I guess quite disingenuously, saying, it really hurts me that you think I'm going to marry you just to get a divorce. What? Nobody said that. Nobody said that you're going to get married just to get a divorce, although I think you probably are. But what Gino's saying is, you might get a divorce. But notwithstanding that, you've already had 2 divorces previously, so your track record is, well, shit to say the least. But then when that didn't work, she resorted back to type.
You know what? If you wanna hear me like from the bottom of my heart, like you 100 times you.
Oh Gino, tomorrow's another day. You never know. She might encourage you to get fucked in a different way tomorrow. Oh dear. Anyway, very theatrically, Jasmine took off her engagement ring, set it down, and said, as far as I'm concerned, the marriage is off. We're not engaged. And she asked for her food to go, and the couple left the restaurant. And so the final time we see them this week, Gino's telling production that Jasmine slept in another room last night. Oh, Gino, I bet she did. It was Dean's. He's just down the hall. So the couple sit out on the balcony and try and talk through their problems. Jasmine said that she's devastated and upset and disappointed that Gino doesn't know who she is. You forgot to say relieved. Relieved she doesn't know who you are, Jasmine. But then Jasmine lets us in on something very interesting. Her second husband had quite a bit of money, but he hid it all. And when she divorced him, she walked away with nothing more than the clothes on her back. And she said it's the same story yet again. So then Gino said, well, I've got a proposal for you. And he'd been scribbling something on the back of an envelope. And he said, Jasmine, do you want to hear it? And Jasmine said, well, Gino, you better be very careful what you say. Guys, this kind of made my blood boil. I'll say what the F I like. Be careful what you say. Really, Jasmine, it's for you to listen to what he's got to say and then say yay or nay at the end. It's not just rude not to listen to what he's got to say, it's idiotic, because you never know, it might just be to your benefit. It's unlikely, but I guess it could be.
No, but you have to be clear, because you're going to be just wasting your time explaining to me.
No,
if there is a prenup, I'm not going to marry you.
And with this, she stormed off. So they had a massive screaming match all over the apartment, and Jasmine stormed into the bedroom. And she said, get out of my apartment. And Gino said, Jasmine, if you loved me, you'd at least want to hear what my proposal is. And she said, go on then. And he said the headline is protection for Jasmine. Don't tell me he's got his own body weight in condoms. But no, guys, it turns out that if he divorces her, she gets a decent settlement. But if she divorces him, she gets next to nothing. Jasmine snatched the envelope from him and she said, this is disgusting. She said, that means I'm stuck with you. If you cheat on me, I have to accept it. I can't do anything. I'm stuck with you. And he said, no, if I cheat, then that doesn't count. Gino, I've got to say, I certainly wouldn't sign this. That means you can be a slob around the house. You can be toxic. You can be horribly controlling. You can be all these awful traits that women divorce men for. But only if you cheat. Only then does Jasmine get any money. It doesn't seem entirely fair. But conversely, I'd also say this. It's not really fair for you, Gino, because she could shag around. She could belittle you, as she does anyway. She could argue with you all the time, as she does anyway. She could act like a bitch, as she does anyway. And she could demand thousands upon thousands for bags, shoes and hair extensions. Oh yes, repeat after me, as she does anyway. And you could want to divorce her, but you daren't because you owe her a shit ton of money. It seems to me an idiot's written this proposal. If I were you, Gino, I'd leave it to a lawyer. And with that, she ripped up the envelope and then she started making threats. She said, "You're the worst lover I've ever known. My ex-lover is far better than you. He has more money than you. He's better in bed than you." And Gino shot back, "You're the worst person at sex that I've ever known." What a diss. He's such an idiot. And incidentally, Gino, we all know that's not true. That biatch is a freak. But anyway, guys, you could clearly see she was hinting at the fact that Dane, or Dean, whatever his name is, the Australian, is a couple of floors below. And she laughed maniacally. And she said, "If only you knew, if only you knew." And that's where we end things for this week. Guys, this relationship is nothing short of a joke. It's unsurprising they had a colossal argument over a prenup if they can argue over the lack of a paring knife or potato peeler. If Vegetablegate can happen, then literally anything can happen. What Gino's forgetting is that this is a transactional relationship. Gino, your looks do not match Jasmine's looks. Your personality is awkward and weird. It doesn't match Jasmine's personality. Therefore, you have to make extra supplementary payments to get what you want. It's kind of how it is. I hate to be so black and white about it, but it's kind of true. A girl like that costs money, and you better either pay up or pick a different girl. It's that simple. So guys, what do you make to all of this? Do you think there's any chance whatsoever that Jasmine will sign a prenup? I think she might do, but it's going to have to say something along the lines of, after year 5 you get 20%, after year 10 you get 30%, after year 15 you get 40%, you know, that sort of thing. You know, the kind of thing that, I don't know, celebrities put in place. If somebody cheats, it's worth X amount of money. But I think there's absolutely no way that Jasmine's going to pack up and leave Panama and go and live in his house in Michigan with Gino for no money whatsoever. It really doesn't make any sense. So guys, do let me know what you think in comments down below. And do you think at this point Gino should just have the rest of his holiday, cut his losses and find someone else? I figure he could go to, I don't know, another country and find someone else that wants a green card, who's less hassle than Jasmine. So yeah, comments down below, and also if you've yet to do so, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And also if you know anybody else who you think might enjoy this video, please don't forget to share. Sharing is caring, guys. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.
Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby.